Alright, I finally seen Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods. I finally seen that movie, and I've told you guys that I was going to give you my thoughts about it whenever I get the chance to see it. So, I finally took the time to watch Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods, and I have to say, the movie was great. It was a great Dragon Ball Z movie. I'm not saying it was one of the best Dragon Ball Z movies, but it was great. As you guys always heard me said a couple of years ago that I wanted new Dragon Ball Z. You guys always heard me say that. I always came on here every now and then on some of my videos, and I've always came on here and said we need new Dragon Ball Z. We need new episodes of Dragon Ball Z. They need to do something. Like, you just can't ignore something great like this. And they finally granted my wish. They finally granted it, and I can't complain about the movie like that. I really can't complain because I've always wanted to see new Dragon Ball Z movies, and I finally got my wish. So I really can't complain about the movie. The movie was great. I absolutely loved the movie. It wasn't enough action in there, but the fights was pretty good though. Bills, I finally seen Bills, and I can finally judge Bill now. A lot of people was telling me how Bills is very powerful and that he's stronger than Vegito and that he's the god of destruction. And I finally watched Bills. Bill actually owns Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I saw Super Saiyan 3 Goku versus Bill. Goku told Bill, "Would you like for me to go back to Super Saiyan 2?" And Bill was like, nah, stay as a Super Saiyan 3. And I was like, damn, like, this guy's fully confident. So, Bill actually easily owned Goku. I was like, fuck, man, this guy right here just flicked Super Saiyan 3 Goku with a flick of his finger, and I was like, fuck, man. And then somehow he got behind Super Saiyan 3 Goku and just tapped him on the shoulder with one little tap, and Goku just fell out. He just passed out and shit. And you know what? Because Goku was so confident, because you know how Goku is. Goku's very confident, but I guess Goku's confident finally, got him beaten. And you know something? It was actually good to see Goku lose. Even though I'm a big Goku fan, it was actually good to see Goku lose. Like, nobody in Dragon Ball Z never really defeated Goku, single-handed, like really beat him, Like, every time when Goku's getting ready to get beaten, somebody always come to his rescue. But this time, he was beaten clean. Nobody didn't come to his rescue to help him. He was beaten clean. And actually, it was interesting to see Goku lose. It was. Now, I know a lot of Dragon Ball Z fans out there might be a little bit disappointed because, well, Goku was so dominant in the old Dragon Ball Z back in the days. Yeah, he was dominant. I will give him props. He was really dominant. But I guess the writer of Dragon Ball Z wanted to just show us that, Goku can't always be the savior all the time. And it was good to see him lose. Goku became a Super Saiyan God. They say you had to have 6 Saiyan. Goku, let me back up some. But I seen the part when Goku was a god. But let me back up a little bit though. I seen Vegeta. Vegeta was actually on the stage. Vegeta was on the stage and he was trying to sing because he was trying to stop Bills for being very destructive. Because Bills has very short patience. And I just laughed my ass off. I seen Vegeta on the stage trying to sing and shit, and I was like, it was funny. It was funny to see Vegeta like that though, But I was like, fuck, man. That right there kind of hurted Vegeta's character there a little bit though. But something, it was new, so it was funny to actually see Vegeta actually get on stage and try to sing. It was very funny. What else? I like the part when I forgot what her name was, but but Trunks liked this little female chick, this little female. Trunks liked her. They was still in the Dragon Balls. They stole the 4-star Dragon Ball, and I remember she pointed the gun. She pointed the gun at Trunks' head and shit. I was just laughing. Like, the shit was funny. It was funny as hell though. And then Gohan changed into his Saiyan Man outfit, and then she shot at Gohan, and Gohan just knocked the bullet with a flick of his finger and shit. I was like, fuck. and then the bullet actually hit Fidel in the leg, and I just laughed at that shit. I was like, damn. Gohan sitting there dodging the bullet. He was sitting there dodging the bullet with shit, and then the bullet hit Fidel in the leg, and I was laughing off that. Then they healed Fidel and shit. He healed her, and but yeah, like I was saying, the movie was great. It was a great movie. The only thing I didn't like was how they had Goku become a Super Saiyan God. That's the only thing I didn't like, because I remember Goku sitting there asking Shenron, Omega Shenron, about how to become a Super Saiyan God, and Omega Shenron was actually telling, giving the history, and hell, Omega Shenron even feared Bills, and I kind of found that interesting. I was like, wow, that is interesting right there. The dragon, Shenron fearing Bills. I'm like, damn, boy, Bills is like, I don't know, one of the most feared person of all times on Dragon Ball Z. But back to Shenron, Omega Shenron was actually giving history about, Super Saiyan God. He was actually giving a little history about the Super Saiyan God and stuff. And I kind of found that story very interesting. And I kept wondering to myself, who was the Super Saiyan God? Who was it, though? And I keep thinking to myself, was it Bardock? Because I just kept thinking about that. Who was the Super Saiyan God? Because that was an interesting story that Shenron was actually saying. And then he told Goku and them that you got to have 6 pure-hearted Saiyans and stuff like that. And at first it was 5 Saiyans, though, I believe. Yeah, it was 5 Saiyans. It was Gohan, Goten, Trunks, and Vegeta. And it didn't work. And then Fidel, lo and behold, had Pan. Fidel was pregnant, and which means that we're probably going to be seeing more of Pan in the near future, though. But like I said in my other videos, I hope Pan remains inside on Fidel's belly, or somehow have a miscarriage or something, because I don't want Pan in the Dragon Ball Z. I don't want her in there at all. Hell, stay in Fidel's belly. I don't care. I just don't want her in there, period. But I know we're going to be seeing her in the near future in Dragon Ball Z. I can just basically see that happening. You know what I'm saying? But oh well, we had to stick with it. But anyway, I didn't like how they all gather up, and then Goku had to become a god. And I said the Super Saiyan God form was okay. I said it was okay in my other videos, but the fight, when he was fighting, though, I'm like, okay, he's a Super Saiyan God, though, but he's not very destructive. Like, I know Goku wasn't able to control it like he wanted to, but okay, like, you're supposed to be this god, but Goku was still the same. Like, okay, you're a god, but you're still the same. Like, I didn't get that part. I really didn't get that one, though. So Bills and Goku had a great fight. The fight was great. I actually loved the fight of Goku and Bill. Goku versus Bills. I actually think the fight was very good. The fight was good, but in the end, Goku lost. In the end, Goku lost. And Bills told Goku that Goku was like the second strongest. Because Goku said that, because Bill said he won, and Goku said I lost. But Bill sat there and told Goku, like, you're the second strongest. But as I was saying, I know a lot of Dragon Ball Z fans are disappointed to see Goku lose, but like I said, I actually enjoy seeing Goku lose like that. I really did. I found that very interesting. Because usually in Dragon Ball Z, Goku's always the hero. Like, if you guys notice that it's always Goku or Gohan and the others, always save the day. And I kind of found it interesting because, for one, Bill was not a villain. He's not a villain in Dragon Ball Z. He's no villain at all. So that's one of the reasons why he pretty much won, because he wasn't a villain. Because if Bill was a villain, then yeah, he would have definitely lost. They would have definitely had to make him lose. But he wasn't. He's not a villain really. He's just a god of destruction. God of destruction. That's about it. And I noticed that we didn't really get no villain. I think that's the only thing that kind of messed up in this movie. We didn't get no villain, no villains at all. But like I said, you can't ask for so much, okay? And something else, I was hoping to see Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, because I was so pumped to see Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Because I remember when Bill slapped Fidel, not Fidel, when Bulma walked up and slapped Bill in the face, and Bill slapped her, I thought Vegeta was going to transform into a Super Saiyan 3. I said, oh shit, Vegeta about to go into Super Saiyan 3, but he never did though, and I was like, man, damn. And another thing that I didn't quite like about it was, I didn't like how everybody on Dragon Ball Z just had to sit back and got on. Like, Bill just straight up owned everybody. He owned Gohan and them. Like, okay, you know, why don't you give Gohan and Vegeta and Goten? I mean, they all didn't really. I mean, they all had a chance to shine. I mean, they got a little shine, but Goku got more shine, and which I can't complain. Which I can't complain at all. But I felt like, you know, the writer of Dragon Ball Z didn't really have too much thought into Vegeta and Piccolo and everything like that. You know, he didn't really take the time though. But I don't know. The ending was great, like I was saying. It was great to see Goku lose. It was finally great to see him lose the battle. Maybe we'll get more Dragon Ball Z movies in the future. Maybe we will though. But I think they need to stop with this God form about Goku and them becoming a god. Because Vegeta was talking about becoming a god. I'm like, well, hell, dude, you're not even a fucking Super Saiyan 3 yet, and you're already talking about being a god. Like, nah, come on now. So I think the god shit is okay, but I think they need to leave it alone. They need to come up with a better idea of becoming gods and stuff like that. Because it doesn't seem to really fit the Dragon Ball Z characters. Okay, maybe on the villain it might look a little bit more better on the villain being gods and having Goku and them beat them. But having Goku and them as gods kind of make them look a little bit overrating. You know what I'm saying? So I think they need to stop with this god stuff and think of a better transformation for the Z fighters. Okay, think of something better. But that's all I wanted to say though. Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods was a great movie. It was great to see, and hopefully we'll get more Dragon Ball Z movies in the future. I hope so. But that's all I wanted to say though. You guys give me y'all thoughts, and you guys tell me what y'all think about it for the ones out there that seen the movie. You guys tell me what you guys think of it. I thought the movie was hilarious. But like I was saying, it was great to see Goku lose. And it was interesting. But that's all I got to say. It's your boy OP. I'm out. Peace.